Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Adrian and I'm here with a very special guest. I'm here with Brittany Lynn. She is one of my clients, and Brittany just came back from the Riu Palace Antillas in Aruba. So today we are talking all about Aruba. We're going to talk about her experience. We're going to talk about all the positives that she experienced while in Aruba, while staying at the Riu, and then we'll also share some negatives as well, and some tips on when you travel to Aruba, just to know what to look out for, obviously traveling during COVID. So Brittany, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, absolutely. I'm happy to be here. I'm glad we are able to chat and talk a little bit today.
Yes, thank you so much. So Brittany, you've actually booked 2 trips with me so far. So Aruba is the first, and then soon you're going to be going to Sanctuary in Dominican Republic. So today we're going to talk some Aruba. And I guess I'll start with, tell us about your experience traveling to Aruba during COVID. Like, once you got off the plane, what did you experience, and how easy or was it difficult going through the airport and all the protocols?
So initially, I'll be honest, like me, my husband, Clayton, and I, we were like a little bit overwhelmed with everything we had to get to prepare, because it's like, you know, we have to get our COVID test, has to be a negative test, like within a certain amount of time before we go, and then before we come back, and we have to do this paperwork and get insurance, and we have to make sure we have this code that they have to scan. I was like, yes, you know, because before, we're all just used to, you know, just don't forget your passport. But in this climate that we're in, you know, it's so different. And thank goodness we're even able to travel. But it was a little overwhelming in the beginning. But you were really helpful. You walked us through it. I think like a few nights before we got on the phone, and we were like, hey, yes, we think we get it, but can you walk us through it? Because you had been there, so you had that firsthand experience. And so we talked through it, and it was pretty straightforward. And then also the Aruba website has a lot of helpful, thorough information. So once we had everything squared away up front, it was a very simple process once we got to Aruba.
Tell us a little bit about your experience checking into the Riu. Like, once you got out the taxi, what was your experience like?
In terms of any sort of COVID protocol, I don't think that they took our temperature, but they did have, I did see the camera that they had, and I guess, you know, maybe it's a thermal, some kind of way you stand in front of it and it'll tell your temperature. And I remember that because it was like right next to the bar. And so like every now and again in the evening, we would see people just kind of walk by and kind of bop because they could see themselves in the camera. So anyway, we had a good time. Overall, we felt really good about, you know, what that resort was doing to make everybody feel comfortable during that time.
Okay, that's pretty good. And check-in process was pretty smooth.
It did take a little long. I'm gonna go ahead and preface this that I'm gonna say right now. When we were there, and that would have been October, we're 2021, they're undergoing renovations. So I'm giving them some grace on, you know, some of the hiccups that we kind of had, or things that maybe weren't as smooth. The checkout process did take a little long. We were standing in the line for, I want to say it might have been like 15 or 20 minutes. It did take a little bit of time, but they did offer, you know, they had the champagne, you know, the welcome champagne. So, you know, that always helps.
Champagne, any type of alcohol always helps. Yes, makes you a little more comfortable, a little more.
Yes. The biggest issue that we encountered was that the phone in our room did not work. So we couldn't do things like order room service, or if we had a question or needed help or anything, we had to actually go down to the lobby. Wow. They did come and try to fix it. They did come and change the phones, but it was actually the line. It just was not working. So again, it could have been related to the renovation. So, you know, giving them some grace there. But that was, I mean, it wasn't anything that was like a deal breaker or anything like that. And I think the only other thing we could have done was to switch rooms, but we did not want to do that because Adrian, like you actually helped get us upgraded to an upgraded suite. And so
You're like,
yes, and that was
sweet. So yeah, you didn't want
right.
to, you didn't want to lose that free upgrade.
Right. We're like, we'll be okay.
Right. And I mean, it must have been annoying though, like not having the phone working and having to go downstairs. But I am happy to hear they have room service again, because when I went, they didn't have room service. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, when I went, when did I go? September. So obviously there's been, some change, but that's good. They haven't room service again. So I've never stayed at the Antillas. So I guess walk me through, like, tell me, like, in terms of the layout, the grounds, aesthetically, is it nice? I know they're doing renovations on some parts. Were you in a newer room or an older room? And like, were there any other issues with the renovations, like noise? Did you have to encounter anything like that?
So here's the great thing about us being upgraded to where we were. We were actually in what they considered like the villa suite. So it was like a separate building. It had maybe 8, maybe 12 guest rooms. So it was like a smaller separate building. So the renovations were being done in the main building. So we did not hear all of that noise.
Nice.
So that was, yes, that was the other reason we were like, no, we're okay. We'll stay in here.
We don't want to go over there.
Right. It was a nice property. The beach was really beautiful. We enjoyed that a lot. The waters, was so blue and clear.
Yes. So blue, and the powder sand. So tell us about the food, the service. Like, what did you think about it? Would you recommend staying here?
Mm-hmm. So let me give you the rundown a little bit. One great thing about being in the villa suites was that there was also a private pool. So, we did go to the main pool, so we could turn up with the other guests. But, if we wanted to have like a quiet pool day, then we had that option too. So that was actually really nice. And the liquor dispensers were back.
Yes, that's so good too. Because when I went there, look at dispensers. That's great.
Yes.
And I remember, yes, you sent me a picture of it or a video or something.
Yes. So that was a pleasant surprise. So hopefully they're in other rooms, or maybe they're in the process of putting them back, but we were very, very pleased, and we were like, okay, we'll be good. We'll be good in this room.
Got the look.
Yes. Let's see. In terms of the food, we spent a lot of time at the buffet. I feel like that's where we ate the most. We did sit down. I know twice we sat down at for, I think it was the steakhouse, and we had dinner. And then we also I think it was called Arubiano, and we really enjoyed that. We honestly did not see a lot of the entertainment because we were entertaining ourselves.
Why is that?
Because we were entertaining ourselves in the casino.
The casino. Yeah, so I gotta say, I didn't like the casino because look, it didn't give me money, it took my money. So you like the casino? It took my money.
Well, it took ours too, a few nights. So, we were like, okay.
No, and that's good. I do like that they have the casino right on the property. And actually, yeah, Aruba, they're big on casinos. So that was good. So you entertain yourself there. Good.
I would suggest maybe wait until after they're done with the renovations, then go and check it
out. Okay. And that's good advice. But yeah, the Riu, I will say, with those properties, they want everybody to have a good time. It's, even like the family friendly or adults only, they have something for everybody. So for the kids, for the adults, and yeah, their entertainment, most of them, the entertainment is really good. Overall, you would recommend it, but you would recommend staying there after the renovations are complete, because you did experience like a couple of hiccups in between.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would recommend.
So I guess the last question is, obviously you found me on YouTube, you watched a couple of my videos, you reached out, and we've been working together, I feel like since like March or April of this year.
Yeah.
So tell everybody about your experience working with me, and why you decided to get a travel agent, the benefits of working with me, and or not. Look.
all wonderful things, I promise. Yes, absolutely. So this is our second trip that we have booked with Adrian. We are also going to Sanctuary Cap Cana in the Dominican Republic in February of 2022. So we are very excited. And yes, we were looking at videos on YouTube, looking at like room tours and resort reviews for Sanctuary Cap Cana, and that's how we came across Breathless Getaways. And we were like, like we've never worked with a travel advisor before. You know, let's see what happens. Like, let's go for it, and let's see how this works out. And so we reached out and we had our consultation with you to talk about, you know, where we wanted to go, what our dates looking like, what's the budget, what kind of activities and excursions. And you got back to us with a couple of itineraries, and we just pushed the button on it, and we are so glad that we did. Like, people, like all the little details, you know, that you try and figure out, where to stay, and what's it like, and what are the rooms like, and all the little logistics. Like, this is what Adrian does. So put your trust in her. Like, we are so glad. I tell everybody this when they ask about our trips, these past couple trips. I'm like, we are so glad that we did this, and especially right now in the COVID climate. Right. It's been so helpful working with Adrian, because she goes to the places that she recommends. So she's not just going to send you somewhere that she cannot herself vouch for. But yes, during COVID, you know, they're different countries and have different entry requirements. So what we did for Aruba might be completely different than what we have to do for the Dominican Republic. So, you know, having Adrian there as that resource is extremely helpful. It just really gave us a lot of peace of mind. And lastly, and this is the other thing that I tell everyone about Adrian and Breathless Getaways, extremely professional and responsive. Like, we never have to ask, like, hey, where's that receipt, or where's that invoice, or hey, haven't heard from you. Like, never have to worry about anything. We always have the information that we need, more than what we need. She's always willing to help. So, you know, and she's got the connections and relationships that you and I do not have as normal folks. So just just go for it. It's been the best thing. And we're looking forward to booking more trips. I know we've been doing a lot of trips in the Caribbean lately, but we might have to, I don't know, I was looking at one of your older videos in Atlantic City. I don't know. I might have to see what's up in Jersey.
Brittany, thank you so much for joining me and giving us your feedback on what you thought about the Riu Palace, obviously what you thought about Aruba, although next time you're going to see a little bit more of Aruba. And thank you for your feedback on me and your experience working with me. And I look forward to hearing all about your trip in February when you go to Sanctuary. And we're going to do this again so we could talk about your experience there. So thank you so much. Happy New Year, happy holidays, and all that good stuff. And tell Clay hello.
Yes, we'll do. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Bye.